Hello, Cracker here. So I'm going to be giving you an update on the WooCommerce website with Oxygen. So a couple of days ago, I made a post, that I'm planning to do a WooCommerce website build in Oxygen. So I was going to be working on some stuff that can be achieved in Oxygen only without the use of add-ons. Actually, what I mean here is paid add-ons, because you really have to be a very good developer to create a lot of functionalities for WooCommerce without any plugins. So we're going to be using some free plugins and some very good ones, and then very few of them, and we're going to achieve a lot. So a couple of people made some requests when I made this post, and that pushed me to figure out a lot of things. Personally, when I'm building a website for WooCommerce in Oxygen, I usually use paid plugins. So I've never really thought of how to do stuff without those plugins, but so some of those requests made me to go in to do a lot of research to find out the ways certain things can be achieved. So Funny News asked how to do a custom product page, single page, because Oxygen Woo is not beautiful. So I guess what he's trying to say is that I get what he's trying to say, because the Oxygen WooCommerce template is just bland. And he was talking about customizing the pages. So this is, sample of, I guess this is the kind of thing he was talking about, being able to customize these pages to, be just more than the bland field that the Oxygen, default template gives you. And he said how to use hover effect to show add to cart, wish list, favorite. So that's what we're going to be doing. We've done that here. So this is actually what we're going to be building. So I took time to build this so that I can show you beforehand, so you can see what we are going to be doing. So this is the hover effect. Now we have the quick view, we have the add to cart button, we have the sales badge, the percentage discount, and that. So he also asked, so we don't have wish list and favorite, but of course you can always add that. Here there are plugins that you can use and to place that here anyhow you want it. So the basic concept that we're going to be learning will show you how to place anything here, because most of these plugins, what they use is shortcode. So you could just place, like, this one is a shortcode, this is a code block, all these are code blocks. You place them anywhere you want. So I'm going to show you the plugins you can use in adding those wish lists and favorite. I just didn't want to add so many things here, because there's a lot you could add, but I just want to limit what I was doing. So a few things, and it's ask a quick buy button. So we have the quick buy button, which is buy now. So this just, if you just hit this, it takes you directly to checkout, checkout directly. So and adds the thing to cart. Alright, so another thing is, it says cart batch like flat sum. I'm not quite sure I understand this. Time order counts, countdown for sale. So we have that here. So this is a countdown. We have it here too, but I just added this, so I haven't styled it yet. See, it's not looking really good here. So we could, it's quite easy to style something like that. So all we need to do is just to take down the font size to say 12 pixel, and then the line height probably 1.3. And then give it a margin bottom maybe of 8 pixel, and then you style it. Of course you have to check the classes, then you can copy that style to these classes, or you could just click here, and then that class will populate here, and then you could just right click and copy all declaration and then paste here. So even if I remove these ones, so I'm just showing you how to custom style stuff that is not, you don't have the option in the Oxygen builder to style. So that is the process I go through to style stuff. So because when I'm going to be doing this tutorial, I'm not going to be spending time styling each thing. I already have the styles already. I'm just going to copy and paste the CSS that I've already written for these elements, any of the element that I've styled. There's a whole lot of CSS that goes into making this thing look like this. For instance, this recently viewed doesn't look like this. All these don't look like this. So you have to style all of them. So filter product, yeah, display related product, yeah. So you can see related products are here. This is this one is the upsells, and then when you go to the cart, you're gonna find the cross sells. Then you have recently viewed product here. Display sold quantity, yeah. So you can see quantity sold is here, quantity in cart. So the quantity of this particular item in the cart. So if I add again, okay, what is going to happen, you see it's showing me that there are 3 quantities. Of course, we have the off canvas cart here, and then you have the cart icon with a counter that updates automatically. For instance, if I add this is going to update to 8, okay, and the price will increase accordingly. SEO settings for Woo, you know, with Oxygen. So this is, I think this is not Oxygen specific. It just has to do with how you label your stuff. For instance, what I figured out was I've gone through maybe Amazon. I found out the way the label stuff, you know, they do it in such a way that they are descriptive. The product names are very descriptive, and I believe this is for SEO purposes, okay. And then you want to have yeah, you know, you also want to optimize your images properly, okay, and then your categories and all, you know, you have to set them. So we're going to do all that. So this is eBay. You can see the descriptive product name here. They have they don't just write iPhone 11 Pro Max. They put the gigs, they put that is unlocked, they put the color, you know, right in the name, okay. So this another site, you know, you see very descriptive product name. So that's what you want to take into consideration. That's what I did here, you know, with a lot of descriptive product name. And don't worry if the product name is too long, there are ways you can shorten it, okay. There are ways, for instance, if we wanted to shorten this, we could just say there are a lot of ways you could shorten it. You could display, let's say, inline blog, and then you could say white space, no wrap, okay. So you see, then you give it a width of, say, maybe 80 pixel. Let's increase that width a little bit, okay. So this is the process of just, you know, reducing. So you can see that you can make it an ellipsis, okay. So you can see stuff like that. For instance, look at this. These products are not this short, okay. They have their full name, but the method being used in shortening this stuff, you know, there are a lot of other WebKit clamp. I've forgotten the name, but if you take a look at this, you can find that, you know, they have this display box. They have WebKit line clamp too, you know. So if I copy all this declaration from here and then come here, okay, come here, let's say I just remove all this, okay, and then paste that declaration. Sorry, did I copy all declaration? What did I do? Okay, so copy all declaration. Okay, that should copy all declaration. All right, so if I come here, so I can paste that, so you can see that, you know, it reduces, you know, that. And then of course the something else to take note here is the height, okay. So so if I put a height of 1.25 am, I could always increase that, okay, so to meet. And then yeah, I could also give a margin bottom of, say, maybe 8 pixel. Did I write 80? 68. So you can see that so we have that. So this, if I increase the height of this, we can make it 3. So you see there are ways you can shorten it, you know, and so that when someone clicks in, they can see the full name. So it really doesn't matter if the name of the product is very long, okay. So we're going to take a look at all that because I've implemented some of that in some places. Okay, so some functions like Shoptimizer, real-time buyer pop-up, I believe this is what you're talking about, okay. real-time buyer pop-up. Okay, so this shows product on sale, people buying the product and all that. So that is see this guy here from this place bought this. So that is that. Okay, so Stratus, Stratus tutorial was talking about the fact that you can't add filters. Okay, sidebar, you don't like the filter in the sidebar, so he says he doesn't like the filters in the sidebar and how Oxygen is handling them. Okay, so and then he needs to have live counts, price. I think this is the live counts at the price. If you go to the store, actually what I'm using here is actually the Oxygen filter. I didn't want to go third party on this, but there are a couple of third party plugins that you can use. What I find was that some of them worked really well, but I usually find issues with this slider. So, but I just wanted to go with the Oxygen one, so you could just check around. You'll find some that work. And so what he's saying here is that the product loop is not editable. You can change the style, but not add items. That is for the default product loop. But it says if you use repeater, then features like sorting and filtering is missing. So I think we can sort here. Okay, we can filter by price. I can click here and it's going to filter by price, and then I can just remove that filter. Okay, can filter by rating. Okay, so it shows me only the number of products. Now it says many more things like that keeps him away from using Oxygen. So if you have any solution with no third-party plugins, that would be great. Like I said, we're going to use third-party plugins, but not paid. So a lot of things we're going to be doing here, we are not going to use third-party plugins. For instance, some of these stuffs we're not going to use third-party, but a couple of things we're going to use third-party, like the quick view. We're going to use third-party for that. We're going to use third-party for this. Okay. We're going to build this in Oxygen. Like this is not third party. This is built in Oxygen, but this will be used as a trigger for this third party stuff. Okay, so cart page customization. Yeah, so we're going to do just a little bit of customization, like this checkout page customization, like moving email address first. Yeah, there's a very neat plugin for that you could use. It's called Checkout Field Editor. You can use to customize the checkout page. For instance, if you take a look at this checkout page, first of all, let's go to the cart page, okay, and see the customization done. All right, so this is the customization that I've done to this page. This is kind of like how the default, Oxygen cart page looks like, okay? But we've been able to customize that to look like this, where we have the cross sells here, so you can actually add stuff to the cart right here, and then before you check out finally, and then when we go to the checkout page, nothing much is here. Not what I have done here is so nothing much here. The only thing we did here was to make this appear in 2 columns. Okay, normally it's usually one big straight page where you have the billing details all the way here, and then under it you have your orders, but we've been able to put them on 2 columns. And yeah, like the checkout field editor is what I use in customizing this. So the checkout page is usually this long. So this is like the default checkout page. See how long it is with all this information. But with the checkout field editor, I've been able to move the email address to the top, then the phone number, and then you have the name. Just very few information here. So okay, so that is it. Someone else says, how would you design a mini restaurant page with a kind of table structure with picture, name, except price, and all that? Yeah, that can be done, but this is not what we're doing here now. Is not specific to that. But by the time we are done with this, okay, you will know how to do that. You know how to adapt. Maybe with time I'm gonna focus on something like that specifically, but for now let's just deal with this. Okay, and then so Aisha says would love to see search products layout. Right now it displays product like block, looking for the shop archive look when searching for product. Yeah, so I'm going to show how you can do that. So if I'm looking for an Android here, so I'm searching for Android, it's still gonna give me the same layout as my, my shop. It's not gonna change. The secret in doing that is using the same template the same structure for the same structure. Okay, what I do is that after building the shop, then I just copy the shop's structure to the search template to make sure they look exactly the same, and then configure it. Okay, so that is that's how you can make that display just like the shop. It looks just with everything here, it looks the same. And so overriding default template in archive and product page, styling parts that are not in the component related to related product loops. So yeah, so that is exactly what we're doing here. We styled a lot of things. This is just not the default stuff. Everything here is custom. Okay, so and in the single one, of course, you don't have this kind of layout in Oxygen. For instance, we have this functionality where these slides, that is not there. We have the add again button. So if you've already added to cart, it shows you add again. You have the buy now. We have quantity. This is a complete override. We have the review. Okay, we don't have that product tab where you have the description and the other stuff, and then the review. We have the review and question and answers here. So just like in Amazon where people can ask question and another person can answer. For instance, how is this product? I can ask that question, okay, how is this product? So I ask that question, and I submit. Okay. Oh yeah, so if I refresh the page, okay, don't mind that something is added to cart. So if I refresh the page, you could see that question. If I want to answer as a different person, I can do that. So you have, say, John. Okay, so I can say this is a good product, and then I submit that. Okay, so let's say we go to another products page, and then let's go back there. I don't want to refresh because it's going to try to add it to cart again, so but let me just do that. Okay, let's do that. So you can see the answer. This is a good product. So just like you have in Amazon, so you can ask questions. Then you have the review where you have these bars. Okay, the default Oxygen template doesn't have that. So that's how we're going to look into how we can override that. Feature WooCommerce, I'm not quite sure. Maybe you're talking about the Oxy Ninja WooCommerce. I'm not using that because what we are doing, I think we what is going on here is much more than what you have on the WooCommerce page. We have a lot more going on here, a lot more. So yeah, so there's probably no need for that. Besides, I don't have WooCommerce, so if I had, I probably would love to use it. Okay, all right, so that's it. That covers what we're going to be doing. Okay, so so what I'm going to be showing you here is the first thing we're going to be doing is this. The first thing is you make sure you have WooCommerce installed. That's the very first thing you got to do. Install WooCommerce. Okay, and then of course that goes without saying that you need to have Oxygen installed and the Oxygen element for WooCommerce. So these two, very important. So you make sure you have this installed also. If you have only Oxygen installed, you're not going to be able to build this site. I'm just saying this for the sake of those who may be new. All right, so and then the next thing, very important thing, after you've installed WooCommerce and Oxygen, very important is that you set up your product. Okay, set up the attributes, set up the categories. Okay, so we're going to look at all these things, and then we're going to have all these plugins, the checkout field editor, the customer review, for WooCommerce. We're going to have WPC Flycart for WooCommerce, WPC Smart Quick View for WooCommerce, and we're going to look at how to customize all that. For instance, this by default doesn't have the icon here. You only have the text, okay? It doesn't have the icon. So we're going to see how to do that, change it to an icon, because there's no option, okay? All right, so we're going to install these variation swatches, okay? And that takes care of variable products like this, where you have this, swatches like that, okay? Instead of just the normal drop down. And we're going to install this plugin called WP Lit Woo Conditions for Oxygen. So we're going to use it. So those are the plugins we're going to install. And then we're also going to have a couple of code snippets. I don't have them here, but if I go to my other site, we're going to have a couple of code snippets, that is really powering some of the things that are running on the front end too. So we use it for the sorting, the changing of labels, discount percentage, stuff like that. So we're going to do that. All these, I'm going to make them available, okay? I'm going to make them available. So this is just like an introductory part of what we're going to be doing. So, and this tutorial is going to take quite some time. It's going to be a bit lengthy, so I'm going to be doing it in part. The first part will be setting up, and then we're going to look at the archive page, and then the next part we're going to look at the single product page, okay? So how to customize all this. Then we're going to look at the cart page and all that. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on what we're going to be doing, and hopefully within the week the first part of this tutorial is going to drop, and I hope you're going to learn something from it. I hope it's going to be satisfying. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell so that when this tutorial drops, you will get to be the first to watch it. All right, have a great day and see you soon.